yes, you saw, it was collecting over time. But, and, I guess that when we did the oil change, he kept filling his drum, and I didn't realize it. Is that something that can pick up and take to the facility?
Yes, you can. You're allowed to do that. And I can check tomorrow with management to find out if they can send someone out here to pick it up. You know, you can text me the address if they can. And then,
It's an old drum, it has to be handled drum.
so when you say drum, how many gallons?
Well, it's like a 55-gallon drum, and it's almost half it. Really?
No, and we have a facility, within the facility, for discarding, for collecting the used oil.
Okay, all right, then I'll talk to the office here and see if they can do it. Thank you, I appreciate that's.
But I don't know if they take that.
That's quite a
Dump it in the alley. Weed killer, man.
It's good to look back to hours.
Challenge combined.
Yeah, you don't get the dust down the alley, is that what you guys are seeing? Yeah. I am not saying that. You don't do that. You don't do that. All right. Consent agenda is our next part here. The items on the consent agenda will be approved without comment. Should any council member or a member of the public wish to discuss any item, that we request that the item be removed from the consent agenda and placed on the new business agenda. We have two items here. Item A is approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of Monday, September 8th, 2025, and item B is clear the minutes of the 48522 with number 48570. What's the pleasure of council concerning the consent agenda? Motion and the check them. Second, Councilman Anderson, roll call.
John Munger is absent. Mike Pacheco.
Yes.
Murray Anderson.
Yes.
Vanessa Ramirez.
Yes.
And Mike Goodsell.
Yes. Moving on to reports of officers, commissions, committees, and communiques. We'll start with our city clerk. We got Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our farmers market last week was rescheduled to this Friday, the 25th, due to some rain last week. We did have some rain that day. Oh, the day of the football game. Yeah, it did come down pretty heavy. So, it's going to be this Thursday, the 25th. Yeah. It's going to be the same time and everything, and they're still going to do the movie night with the chamber together. So that should be good. And I have an IVR MATAC meeting that day too. And nothing else really to report on that.
How are the Holtville High cheerleaders looking this year?
They're looking great.
You look great every year.
Thank you.
Well coached.
Well coached, right?
I hope so.
A lot of discipline, those girls.
Yeah.
They'll be at the football game Friday night?
Do I seem like a mean coach?
You seem like you could be, yes.
Yes, they will be there Friday. And it's actually going to be the AYF night. AYF doesn't have a cheer team this year, but Vanessa, we are going to allow some youth to come and cheer with us still as a fundraiser for the team.
So I'll be announcing all of the
Okay. Since I'm here, I have a moment to shout it out. If you guys happen to want dinner from Roundtable Pizza on Wednesday, and you mention or show our flyer, cheer will get 20% of that. So Wednesday, this Wednesday, the 23rd, if you get from Roundtable Pizza or from Menchie's, because they're from the same owner.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We need the flyer, or we can just mention it?
You can, you should be able to just mention it, but if you don't have the physical flyer, it's on our Instagram.
I'm going to show up in my mailbox.
I could make sure one shows up in your mailbox, neighbor.
How will you be able to find this place?
But yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, move on to the comments.
Just of note, we have the 9/11 ceremony at Finley. I'm sure Cecil will tell you more about that. Had to dip in and out of that because I had 3 meetings that day, back to back to back. I met with the city engineer and city planner. We have about 3 projects that are kind of trying to get off the ground, or they are getting off the ground, and so it's kind of a crucial time. So we met about several of those. I went through those things. Just real quick. Obviously, we've been through kind of some crazy stuff with weather and power, and some of that has affected the city. For the most part, the city hasn't been terribly damaged. We did find some issues in the first big storm event with water, the electronics for the raw water plant, or raw water ponds, the transfer pumps. We're gonna have to get some work done to fix those things. The thinking is that they're probably original from the electronics are probably original in the vault there. So we're working on that. Also,
Anything from last night?
not really, just here, power was out for a little bit. There were some places, we're still cleaning up palm fronds around town. You know, that's always a big thing here. And standing water in some places, but other than that, big damage things.
That one lightning strike, any idea where the hell that thing hit? Yeah, it sure did, right?
I'm not sure, but that's according to IID was what knocked out power to 700 decibels ish or something like that.
I was coming back from El Centro around the time of all the lightning, and there was a couple where it looked like daytime for a second. Like, it was crazy.
I went to bed, so all I heard was a little thunder. I don't know. I just want to let you know the West 9th Street project, both the construction and the construction management functions went to Holtville Tribune to be advertised last week. So we're moving forward with those. Also, Sunset Rose Apartments, we got word that they're about 60 days from not wrapping up construction. I went out there today, and it really looks like, you know, other than the flat work and stuff, everything looks like an apartment complex out there already. So they're moving ahead.
Do you know how, I think somebody asked in one of the previous meetings, can we get the information to distribute for anyone interested in renting?
We can find that out. Obviously, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with that, because then people start, they're asking the city and how much is it going to cost and all that. And it's like, here's a number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the contact,
Yeah.
for people ask.
Yeah, but so it's AMG Apartments and all that kind of.
If you drive by, there's some kind of contact.
Usually.
Laura tried to contact.
Yeah. Yeah, and generally the way those things work is there's kind of a management company, but they don't really do, they'll hire a property manager, but they won't do that until they're done. And so even any calls right now are going to be very vague.
And if there's like a waiting list or something.
Yeah, that's a good question. But I'll see if I can track down some information.
Have we heard from our architect?
Yes.
Alive.
Turns out he's alive. I've said this many times. I don't want. There's a document that he's waiting for from us. I don't know why that's so intrinsic to him not moving forward, but he's not moving forward. So I wrote most of it today, and we will get that to him tomorrow. He's waiting for something from the Holt group that also doesn't mean anything as far as like the architecture. It has to do with the grading plans and everything for the lot, and he's stalling until he gets those things. So when I met with the whole group last week, I had those things. I talked to them. They put it up on the top of the stack to get that finished, and I got on top of the stack finished.
Does it seem like it'll just be one thing after another, and he gets those 2 things, and then he'll need something else, and then is he just stalling?
I don't know. I mean, one of the things is he sent his plans into the plan checker. The plan checker made their comments and sent them back, and that's been 45 days ago, a while ago. So he says he's ready to resubmit as soon as he gets these documents. I can understand the thing they're waiting for from us was just a letter that says, it's a 2-story building, and the plan checker came back with there should be ADA access to the second floor. We decided long ago that we were not going to provide an elevator or anything because the only people who access the second floor are fire personnel, active fire personnel, and those should all be able-bodied humans by definition. So we were gonna excuse ourselves from the ADA access, and that was a comment on the first deal. But there's 40 comments, so that's one. We'll check that box at some point, but why we have to wait for that, I don't understand. But those are the kind of things. But he said he's imminently ready to resubmit, so hopefully when he gets a couple things from us to do April.
He's looking for either a plumbing engineer or electrical engineer to get that application.
Okay.
I mentioned it in the group text last week. I was watching about San Diego on KPBS on last Thursday night, and they had a beautiful segment about the Carrot Festival in the parade, and prominently featured what? Is that real?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and it looked like it was a pretty recent one because I haven't.
It was, I looked it up, so it's from 2025.
Oh, is the guy that recorded me
It's
like this
it's
close to my
episode
face?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
She said all the great things about the city was Carrot Festival.
Okay, can someone show me this eventually and someone after? That'd be great.
So I'm sure it's available on the website.
Okay, cool.
So I attended the 9/11 ceremony as well. I've never been. It was really good. And then afterwards, my kids and I made it over to the fire station and helped put in the flags in front of the fire station. So that was fun for them. I also did attend the League of Cities, and I attended the IID presentation that we had here a few years ago with Mike. Very appreciative of IID and their staff. And the presentation was very informative and very easy to understand, and it did answer questions for several of our residents, which I appreciated. I do plan on attending the farmers market, and I will also be at the football game Friday night cheering on the Vikings.
And watching your daughter cheer.
And watching my daughter cheer.
For myself, I attended the Mana Scholarship Gala a couple of Friday nights ago. There were lots of electeds in the house. They introduced everyone, all the electeds that were there, and Councilman Munger was also there with his wife. And Holtville girl was one of the honorees, Jesse Kia. The Zumba master was honored that night. Really nice event. I had never gone, and they put on a pretty good event there. It was really nice. Yeah. Also, like Councilwoman Ramirez, I attended League of Cities last Thursday in Imperial. Mr. Pacheco and I rode over together, battling the storm and trying to avoid falling power poles as we went over there. That night I was elected second vice president of our Imperial County region, so what an honor. I'm happy about that. Sylvia Marquin from El Centro Council is the new president, and Michael Llewellyn from Calipatria is the vice president. So those are the new electeds for our region. And I think that's about it. I will also be at the football game Friday night. I will not be cheering with the cheerleaders, so I'll be there on the sideline. Yeah, I'll try to be neutral. Yes.
Are you working?
Yes, sir.
So a fireworks show?
Hasn't come to the city.
I'll come over if there's a fireworks show.
So that's it for me.
I think, for what Vanessa and Mr. Anderson said, we attended that nice sweet dinner there at the fairground. Lights were flickering,
Thursday night, we thought maybe we were gonna have enough power, but we made it through. And yeah, congratulations, Mr. Anderson, on being the second vice president.
Thank you. And you did a fine job giving Holtville's update in the absence of our mayor.
Thank you.
I think you announced that the new public safety building will be finished next year.
We're gonna start.
Oh, start
We're
next
gonna
year.
start, hopefully, we're fingers crossed.
If we can find our.
Hopefully, we'll start next year. The best I can do, without lying. Anyway, yeah, thank you. And thank you, Vanessa, for attending that IID meeting last Friday. It was good. We had a surprise. It was full room. So
Oh, really?
it was good. Mostly residents from the rural area, which makes sense since they were the ones without problems. So. And it's not over. We're supposed to end up with some more rain this weekend. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you.
One of the side jobs as treasurer is to keep the weeds down on Mellon Road, the drain. I went by today, oh my gosh.
I was out there, just gonna talk to you.
Please let out, let us know that those will be taken care of tomorrow. And, other than that, just got my camp down to the Walker Fiscal Christmas party, it keeps me going.
Book it, man, book it.
Book it,
It's
Dano.
already done. So, but, other than that, just enjoying the break of the weather, not enjoying the rain, everything's muddy. Like my grandfather said, switch, what do you do in the rain?
So there, council members, yeah, they're talking about the rain already, but, so you know, that, we did give out a bunch of sandbags to the residents, so we got ready to go. Not very many wanted the sand, mostly the bags, I think we should take them, they need them, they were gonna fill them up themselves. So, we gave out about 100 bags. Yeah, yeah. Also, on October 6th, 7th, and 8th, we'll be doing our 16th, 17th annual walk to school. That was in the COVID, but walk to school. That's on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 7 a.m. Customer Vanessa's house. So that's popular for us.
I will be fighting for my life, trying to get my kids to get to school on time, so maybe, I'll try.
Right.
Just walk in, it'll be ready.
Also, that week, the fire prevention week, we'll be going out to the schools and doing our presentations. Glad to say that both strike teams came back from the Garment. We had a Garment fire up in Fresno. No injuries, no damages, so that's going really good. Next week, October 2nd, is the homecoming game and parade. And one thing Mr. Wells is Mayor and Mr. Goodstuff coming out to the 9/11 presentation. I really appreciate it. It's always an honor having you there, so really appreciate it. Other than that, I think that's all I have.
Thank you. I went to the 9/11 remembrance, and it was pretty, it was nice that, I'm glad that we get to do that with our young generations to do about America and history. There's not a lot of schools that still do. And then I have ICCC meeting coming up on Thursday, and probably from the farmers market. And nothing else going on.
Well, for me, I just said ICTC and thank my airport team, you can accept them this week because the audit now the IDH was to get close to 100 letters on that
A junket.
On there. Right, I'm not trying to be working on it.
Where's that one gonna be?
Oh, yeah.
The 9/11, I enjoyed that. Those interact and how you interact with them. I think in middle school with them, it's a different level there, but the little kids, I appreciate the message. If it's simple to the point with them without dragging them through it. It's a bit more somber over at the middle school because that's understand what actually happens. But it's simple, it's a message still for the to what is happening. And we use of feedback. But certainly for this, taking that time and talk to them. Because he wanted to, he did the same thing a lot of the so but she's finally back in that job. And that's why I have those two people to see her. So we can be running like that and also finally got their reputation. And really great for that. I guess that's about all of that. Let's see what. Unfinished business, new business. We've got item A there, discussion related action to designate a delegate to League of California Cities 2025 annual conference in Expo to be held October 10th, 2025 in Long Beach, California. City manager is glad to address this.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So as of today, I've found that we have two people, one for sure out and one maybe out, which would be Mr. Pacheco and Mrs. Ramirez over here. So just making sure Mr. Anderson is still on tap.
97% sure.
Okay. And then Mr. Goodsell and I believe Mr. Munger are still on board. Just Chandler will be attending as well with us. Okay, so we need to designate the delegate and the alternate. If Mr. Mayor, you traditionally appoint the mayor, and so if you're 100% in, then that's fine. If some tragedy were to befall you or something, we should have an alternate. So, Mr. Anderson, are you willing to fill that role, or should we appoint Mr. Munger? Or
Mr. Munger, I think to say. Yeah, I'll do that.
Well, it's up to you. It's up to you all.
Yeah,
So,
so I'm not, I'm trying to work on it. I remember last time, we had the extra meeting to go to, and we got out of it. We might have
So then we probably just need a motion and a second to nominate whoever the two folks, and we'll go from there.
I'll make that motion to nominate Mr. Rizzo as the designee and Mr. Anderson as the alternate.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, roll call please.
John Munger is absent. Mike Pacheco,
Yes.
Mary Anderson,
If it involves me, do I have to abstain or can I?
No.
No. Yes.
Vanessa Ramirez,
Yes.
and Mike Goodsell.
Yes. Item B is discussion and related action to adopt resolution 2527, approving the task order for the whole group for design, engineering, and bidding services for the primary rehabilitation and pedestrian access improvements project. Again, our city manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This project has kind of gotten crunched time-wise. We have a couple of those just because of external factors. But this project is to do curb gutter and sidewalk on both sides of Pine Street between 4th and 5th. Because of the construction of the Pine Crossing apartments, we kind of were holding off to kind of figure out what they were going to do, what we need to do. And now we've kind of gotten to the point where we've got to get this thing designed and get ready for it. So the whole group has been working. There's a bunch of things with the stormwater in that area, underground utility things. So they've been working really closely with Pine Crossing, the designers of that, and the things that need to happen with the street there. So I asked them to just prepare a task order so that we don't have to get another engineering firm spun up on all of the intricacies of what's already going on in that area. It also helps us time-wise to get this thing done. I did put in my report, our last section of curb gutter and sidewalk that we did, when we solicited bids, they were in the $60,000, $60,000 range, $60 to $70,000 range, to complete just that stuff without underground utilities. And then bidding services we had to do separately, which frequently we have to do. So the whole group's bid of 58,000 or quote of $58,000 plus 7,000 for the bidding services is well within the range of what it would cost us. Probably a little bit less if we went to open market. So I think it's fair and reasonable to accept that bid.
Question. When they, I haven't seen the plans, but the new addition is going to have, is it going to be facing that way? You know, like the front of the whole apartment complex is facing this way, or they're going to be facing each other?
They're gonna be. I think they're supposed to be facing each other. That was my
Because
impression.
there'll be less traffic impacting this side. It'll all be traffic will be more where the entry is.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be better, and that was my understanding when we saw the map. If it changed, I don't know about it, but it's a little late in the ballgame to be worried about that. But
They're identical, right?
yes, well, fairly. The finish is going to look different. They want it to look a little bit, I mean, similar but different. You know, so that you know they're different apartment complexes. But yeah, so.
And the reason we didn't put this out for bid was time frame?
Well, partially time frame, but also just because of the coordination that we've got that we're doing with the project going on right now. It's really, and especially with the stormwater stuff, it's just we're going to end up here anyway. You know, one of the things too.
So whole group did this for the first phase, the one that's done. Or no?
Mm, no, I like no. This is different than they were acting as our city engineer to interact with the Pine Crescent folks. Nothing to do. As a development, they're expected to do curb gutter and sidewalk for their little section, right? So that's ends up being 1/8 of the whole project. But that affected utilities all along. So they've been coordinating all along with all of the design of those utilities that are going to sidewalk project. So now we've got to make it work. That we need that to dovetail into the whole big project, and that's what I'm saying. You know, they already have all of the plans. They got everything going, and it's just easier for them to do it rather than get somebody else. They're up to speed. That's the point. Yes.
So the 65,000 total, is that covered on the grant of 7 or 8?
No, but we have to do 11.47%. So we usually use design as part of the factor of what our local match is. So.
Any other questions or concerns about this?
Move to approve. Resolution 25-27.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
John Munger is absent. Mike Pacheco,
Yes.
Murray Anderson,
Yes.
Vanessa Ramirez,
Yes.
and Mike Goodsell.
Yes. Moving on to item 4, information only, report on the library staff reports. Is there something you'd like to elucidate us?
No, I covered everything unless there's any questions.
I have a question. I know we have the trail walk coming up next month.
Yes.
Are we gonna have are we inviting any sort of agencies, doing outreach or anything like that, or are we just doing a walk like last year?
I know we don't have any planned thus far. Would you have any?
I was just wondering, I think in the past you said you guys had like, maybe health department or like different, maybe, just to get information.
Yeah, Intercare. Yeah, let's make.
I don't know, I don't
Those
think,
people seem like they
I just said intercare, because.
I think Haley was thinking of doing something like that. But yeah, she's in the planning stage right now for the walk. So I can mention that to her.
So one of the things I guess just
No food.
yeah yeah
Maybe just food.
just
Come on, have a box of donuts.
yeah that's perfect.
It's a reward.
Donut shop.
No, I think one of the things we did in the past, we did a vaccination clinic in here. We did. I don't know whether we got enough participation for that to be really. I mean, I'm certainly open to it, and that was early, and we're getting more and more people involved in this thing. So maybe it's something we should have some. We did the fire guys did some little games out here for kids one year. We've done some different things. I'll talk to Haley tomorrow.
I was just curious.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. Anybody? Nope.
All right, Chief, gave us, talk about your reporting.
No, any questions?
Questions for Chief?
If you'll mention, the next one is we have our safety board station. We have some flags that each flag on the blue ballot has a firefighter's name attached to it. And so, you mentioned the middle school. When we go to middle school, each kid has a flag. And we'll count down, and when you get the countdown, they'll mention, there you go, we got a person's name real loud. So it's a little more common. And once you see all the flags on the ground, then everyone needs it.
We have a couple more reports that, we're in the packet there. Are there any items for future meetings?
The one coming up, we have the domestic violence proclamation that we normally do.
Okay.
Mayor Giselle, I think we should set a meeting, maybe a council meeting where the public's invited to attend, where we're talking about future goals for the city of Holtville. Remember we discussed that
Yes.
previously? Things that we would like to see done in the city.
Well, there's a couple of things on that.
I'm gonna be trying to, I look at a Zoom meeting because, we have this two local government. I'm hoping they'll do a training course to help us work on the better process for goals, right? Let's see what we get out of that and what the ideas are for us, because we as a council, maybe if we have time to kind of educate ourselves on that process, we'd be better informed to communicate it.
And I'm not sure what one of the things that we have talked about, if this is what you're talking about, is like a capital improvements project meeting. Is that what you're going for?
Right.
Okay, I think that will dovetail into that issue, but I do feel like we talked about it in the spring and said let's wait until the fall, and we're in the fall now. So
Right.
yeah, so I'm more than happy. We'll wait till Mr. Goodsell gets his kind of coordination. I've been following the emails with Nikita with the Institute of Local Government, and he's going to get a meeting together for that stuff and kind of dovetail off of that thing.
I'd even like to hear from the public. Is
Sure.
there something we can put on our website? Is there something, what would you like to see in the city of Holtville? What are some, I mean, we'll get some outlandish answers, obviously, but, who knows what else we'll hear, maybe. There's something
I could put out like a survey or something like
Well,
that.
just tell them to come to a meeting. We'd like to see who cares, but that both, I guess.
Mr. Goodsell.
We're not having a
is that
splash
training?
pad. We're not having a splash pad. We're not having a
Put it on
splash.
the agenda for next time.
Okay.
There's time enough to.
Okay. Okay.
About what we discussed. Go ahead.
Murray just, Mr. Anderson requested that I call you Mayor Goodsell. I called you Mr. Goodsell. So the training that you're talking about, is that for the League of Cities and is that information?
The
It's the same folks that you talked earlier about, this
Okay.
local government, and you're working with them, about some thing about the role of the council.
I believe I shared an invitation for that one.
But
Or is this a different one?
But this is specific to how do we feed to the city manager the projects we want to see done, rather than wait for him to tell us what projects he would like to see done. You know, it kind of puts a shoe back on our foot and say, hey, you take ownership of all of the projects, and we can show you how, basically, you can show us how.
And that's, you're attending that one too?
Yeah, well, I'm up in San Diego this week, I'm going to be speaking with them on Zoom.
but he's trying to set up something coordinated with all of them.
For us.
Like a workshop for us.
Understood. I thought you were attending the training. That's right.
We're setting up.
Okay. Yeah, that would be
It's
helpful.
specific to you five.
Fine.
But I'll put the capital projects thing on there, and then we'll try and put something out on the website and or on the Facebook and the website, and just say,
To invite them to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
we're not having a splash pad, we're not at this time.
We're not one club. All right, then, if there's nothing else to come before us, we'll adjourn.
I don't know if you had left already or not. You made it all the way through.